Assalamualaikum and good day people. So how are you today? So today I'm going to give you a lesson. First, actually we have this in our PDP session at MRSM, but today I'm going to give a bit lecture about the air and water. Okay, so after this you are going to answer two quizzes that has been assigned the teams. Okay, but please don't forget to fill up attendance. So we are going to start the class. Okay. This chart shows the approximate percentage by volume of the main gases in unpolluted dry air. So the main gases in unpolluted dry air consist of 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and other gases which include argon, which is that also known as noble gases, 0.9%, and carbon dioxide is 0.04%. In the use of air, the gas available in the air have many applications. Okay, so here is the basically is the use of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, other than this, oxygen is actually used in steel making, welding, and in breathing apparatus. Okay, nitrogen is used in food packaging, production of ammonia in the production of silicon. Both of these gases are separated from air by fractional distillation. Okay, gases in the air can be separated by using fractional distillation method. So this is the diagram of fractional distillation process. Okay. How does the fractional distillation function? Okay, the air is first filtered to remove and then cooled in stages until it reaches negative 200 degrees C. At this temperature, the air is in the liquid state. Okay. Water vapor and carbon dioxide freeze at high temperature and are removed using absorbent filters. The noble gases are still in the gaseous state at negative 100 degrees C, leaving a mixture of liquid nitrogen and oxygen. At negative 200, only oxygen and nitrogen convert to liquid form, and the other gases still in the gas. Alright, the liquefied mixture is passed into a bottom of fractionating column here. So this is the fractionating column. Note that it is warmer at the bottom, okay, because the temperature is negative 185 degrees C, which is warmer than the top, negative 190 degrees C. Oxygen liquefies at negative 800 and 8300 degrees C, and nitrogen liquefies at 196 degrees C. Nitrogen has a lower boiling point than oxygen, so it vaporizes first and is collected in the gaseous state to the top of the column here. Okay, nitrogen gas go up to the top of the column, while the oxygen is then removed from the bottom of the column. Okay, fractional distillation use the principle of different boiling temperature. Okay, so air pollution. Okay. Air pollution consists of carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, and compound of lead. Among these four, only compound of lead is not in the state, but it is in a solid state. Okay. Carbon monoxide comes from incomplete combustion of fossil fuel, for example, incomplete combustion of gasoline. So here is the reaction of fossil fuel oxygen. Incomplete combustion will produce produce carbon monoxide together with carbon dioxide and water. So the adverse effect of carbon monoxide, because the carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas, it can combine with the hemoglobin in blood and prevent it from carrying oxygen throughout our body. Sulfur dioxide comes from the combustion of fuels, natural gas and sulfide ores. For example, zinc blende in the exploration of. So any substance that contain sulfur base, when go through the combustion process, it will produce sulfur dioxide. So the adverse effect of sulfur dioxide is mainly it can cause acid rain, which can affect the metal structures and building by corroding their structure. Okay. It can lower the pH level of the water, make the water become acidic, and give damage to the aquatic organism. It also lower the pH level of the soil, make the soil become acidic. Okay, so pollute crops and water supplies. And for the human being, it irritates our lungs and throats and eyes. Oxides of nitrogen, source. The main source of oxide nitrogen is reaction of nitrogen with oxygen in car engines and high temperature gases, and as a product of bacterial action in soil. Effect acid rain with similar effect as sulfur dioxide, as well as producing photochemical smoke and breathing difficulties, in particular for people suffering from asthma.